Hello everyone, welcome to Amrita IAS monthly current affairs series, and we will be starting with April month environment and ecology. Now in April month we'll have one session of environment and ecology, and in the May month we'll have two sessions, and first session will be relatively long and the second session will be related to the UNFCCC. Actually, I have not discussed anything with respect to UNFCCC, that is climate change negotiations, that happens COP25, COP26. I decided to cover UNFCCC from the very basics which are relevant for our exam, so I'll discuss that. Along with that, I'll also discuss CBD also, because biodiversity it is in the news in the May month, as well as what has happened over the past 10 months with respect to these two topics. So that will be discussed in the May month part 2. In the part 1, that will be a relatively long video, but for example, Project Dolphin has been initially initiated by the government. We have already discussed Project Dolphin, but now the Prime Minister from the Red Fort has said that Project Dolphin will be launched within 15 days, the minister has said. Now coming back to the April month, starting with uranium contamination in India. Now I believe any day these questions can come on uranium or arsenic contaminations, because the groundwater contamination or the water crisis in India is a very, very big topic, right? So it is the first time it has been observed that Bihar is also suffering from the uranium contamination. In 2018, there has been a study. In there, Bihar, it was not found, the uranium contamination. But now, it is being found in the Bihar as well. Okay? Right. So the new study, the uranium containing the groundwater in the 10 districts of Bihar, first time it has been found. So what are the limits of uranium? Like up to which limit it is permissible? 30 microgram per liter. Okay? So remember it. So WHO says that 30 milligram per liter can be there. Microgram, sorry, microgram. I'm sorry, 30 micrograms. Okay, micro means 10 to the power minus 6, right? Milli means 10 to the power minus 3, because uranium is a very important, very radioactive material, right? Then importantly, the BIS in India, in our drinking water specification, there is no limit maintained for uranium. Okay, so please remember that we have a limit for arsenic and other toxic metal, but we do not have a limit for uranium, that is in our Bureau of Indian Standards. So this 30 figure is of the WHO internationally. So the uranium can cause serious elements such as thyroid cancer, kidney, blood cancer, depression, other serious elements. Source of uranium is naturally occurring, such as if there are such rocks which are there, which are uranium in nature, which contains uranium rich. But however, the human activities such as over pumping, right? Next is nitrate pollution, overuse of the nitrogen centric fertilizers is also enhances the uranium mobilization. That all causes the uranium contamination in the water. So this is the 2018 study that was there. Okay, so in which you can see Bihar was not there. Okay, and now Bihar has been registered. More importantly, in which states the major problem is there, that is you can see in these states. I hope you have heard that many of the states in India, such as in Punjab and Haryana, those green revolution states, a lot of problem of the cancer is coming, isn't it? You must have heard a train goes from Punjab to this Tata Memorial. There is one good essay one aspirant has written about this also. Coming back to the topic. So India has no standards for uranium level. There have been reports of uranium in Andhra Pradesh. You can see this also, right? So a lot of states are now facing this problem. Then we have reports on the groundwater arsenic. We have covered this arsenic thing. Sorry, we have covered this arsenic in the February month. So a report from Central Groundwater Board, very authentic report, has come about the arsenic contamination. So there also majority of the contamination was states along the Ganga, Brahmaputra and Meghna, that is this area. This was the contamination. Okay, you can see here UP, Bihar, West Bengal, Assam, right, Haryana. These states are going beyond the permissible limit for arsenic. For arsenic, we have a standard, that is 0.01 milligram per liter. But remember, for uranium, we don't have any. So please see arsenic. I was telling you uranium and arsenic, both of which we have covered. Then very interesting news, Russian popular trees from Jammu and Kashmir. Now, first of all, the name itself is very misnomer. It has this trees have nothing to do with the Russian. Okay, the tree is a Western American species known as the Eastern cottonwood. Okay, but it has been given the name Russian popular. So why it is in the news? Because in the recent judgment, Jammu and Kashmir High Court has said that the cut down should not be there. So in 2015, let us see from here. In 2015, Jammu and Kashmir High Court has said that all these popular trees should be cut. Okay, all these trees should be cut. We will see why. Then in the recently they have said no, that it has stayed its 2015 order recently. We'll see what is the issue. So basically, why it was introduced in 1982 under the social forestry scheme. Now, social forestry, farm forestry, agroforestry, I hope you know, not very important from optional perspective, people read about it. But this can come in environment and ecology in the GS3 any day. Coming back to the topic. So in 1892, it has been introduced, right? So it provided a lot of employment to the people. Okay, they are intensively used in the timber and the construction industry. They are very good. They take less time for 10 to 15 years only to grow as compared to the Kashmiri popular that takes 30 to 40 years. So when they take less time, obviously they'll provide more resources. So this is why they were very popular. But then in 2014, someone filed a petition. Someone said that the pollens that are coming out of this popular tree, they are causing an illness among the people. You can see in 2014, a Srinagar resident approached the High Court with a complaint that this Russian popular has been causing allergy in the home. In the May month itself, when the pollens are falling from the tree, a lot of illness is reported. Because of which the court has said, okay, court has banned the sale, purchase and the plantation of this female Russian popular, not the male one, but the female one is causing this allergy. 2014 I'm talking about. In 2015, the High Court has said, okay, fine. Article 21, right to health and everything. You can see here, right to health, it's been. So it was said, but many of the experts have said, no, the illness is not caused by these trees. This is a myth. This is a fake news, right? The finally, and recently also in COVID-19, many people say because of this pollens of this tree, the COVID-19 is spreading among the people. And the experts say, no, it will lead to the ecological disaster because the Jammu and Kashmir administration working on the 2015 order of the High Court of cutting down has been felling these trees, right? But finally, this High Court has stayed the cutting down of this 16 to 20 million. That means around 2 crore popular trees were there, right? So when the administration started cutting the trees, again the High Court has come to rescue. I hope you now know the story. Hence, it is said the misinformation and the rumors made the Russian popular tree surprise victim of the COVID-19. So the situation was going on obviously from 2014-15, but also in 2020, because of the COVID, some people say that because of the pollens of this female Russian popular, this COVID-19 is also spreading. And that was obviously, many scientists have said, no, that is a fake news. That is misinformation. So the trees are planted to generate employment for rural poor and improve the environmental condition, right? Coming back to the third topic, that is Trimesurus Salazar. Salazar, you can see from Salazar Scythian, Harry Potter links, we'll see also. So a new species has been found in Arunachal Pradesh. I know this, writing these animal names is very, very tough. And that is why we try to cover it with names, with pictures. And if the question will come, it will be coming very, very easy question will come. Okay. So from Arunachal Pradesh, we have seen in the past 1 year, in the newspaper, it was written 5 species. For example, crying keelback. There was an impressive tortoise. Name was impressive tortoise. 2 more things were there. Okay. So this particular, the 5th one, it's a green pit viper. Found in Arunachal Pradesh has a Harry Potter link. It is found in the Pakke Tiger Reserve. We have discussed the tiger reserves so many times, so nothing to discuss. Those who are joining us new, please see our Tiger Reserve series also. That is very, very important. So other 2 species, I told you 5 species. So Arunachal pit viper, this burrowing snake is there. So these are 5 species that are being recently seen in the Arunachal Pradesh. So this Sadian, this Salazar Sadian was said to be the founder of the Hogwarts, where this Harry Potter read. Now, if you remember, Slytherin was also a house, right? Slytherin house, if you remember, if you have seen the Harry Potter movie, and that is the story, nothing important. So these are the remaining four species. So impressive tortoise, you can see here. This crying snake was there. This new snake was there, and this pit viper is there. So remember, if any such thing will come, the question will be very easy where it is found, and they will give the name of the state: Arunachal Pradesh, Western Ghat, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, something like that. So it will be very easy to remember if you've just seen it once. Just read it once here in the video and just revise from the PDF once. Next is a GI product from Karnataka. It has been in the news, that is Devana Halli Pamelo. So these are the citrus fruits. This seems like lemons as well, right? They are known as the Chakota. Chakota. So the Bangalore airport under its CSR initiative is reviving these Chakotas, and it is being some endangered, the plants are getting reduced. So the Bangalore airport has taken the responsibility under the CSR to plant this product. Not very important. That's it. That much is relevant. So it's a GI product that you need to remember. GI from Karnataka. Okay. Next is Bangalore Blues. What is Bangalore Blues? So these Bangalore Blues are the grapes which are famous for the wine making and the juice. They are also GI tag. Remember, GI tag from Karnataka. Okay, the three varieties of grapes are grown in Karnataka. Not very important, but just to name: Thomas Seedless, Anab A Shakali, Dilkhush. So if the question will come, will be very random question. No one expect these questions to come. But if this question comes and if you are able to crack this, and this is the sure way to get into this exam, right? And that is why we are covering it as well. So Thompson Seedless, Arnab A Dashi, Dilkhush. What question will come? Comma, this comma, Bangalore Blue. What are the varieties of which fruit varieties? This mango, banana, grapes, like this. Next is Nanda Devi National Park. So Nanda Devi National Park is in the Kumayu part of the Uttarakhand, Garhwal Kumayu. We have read once when we were reading about the new capital of the Uttarakhand. So Garhwal and Kumayu. So it is situated in the peak of Nanda Devi in Uttarakhand. It is a World Heritage Sites by UNESCO 1988. It was declared along with the Valley of Flower National Park. It is also a part of Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve. So very important, ecologically important area. It is part of the, within the Biosphere Reserve, you must know that there are some Biosphere Reserve which are recognized by the UNESCO, right? You must know the list of it because that's very, very important. So it is a part of it as well. It is drained by the river Rishi Ganga. So that you also can remember. So it was in the news because 4 rare snow leopard have been spotted in Nanda Devi. So previous year question, let us see. 2003, very old question has been: Nanda Devi forms the part of which Himalaya? Assam Himalaya, obviously no. Nepal Himalaya, no. Punjab Himalaya, no. So it is a Kumayu Himalaya, Garhwal Kumayu. Snow leopard, very quickly. So snow leopard is the state animal of the Himachal Pradesh. Remember, not Uttarakhand. Because from the news you can see, you can forget. So it's a state animal of the Himachal Pradesh. So project Snow Leopard in 2009 was launched. It is in upper reaches of Himalayan ranges, Kashmir, Ladakh, Himachal, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh. It doesn't mean that it's not found in Uttarakhand, but it is just not the state animal of the Uttarakhand. State animal of the Himachal Pradesh. So that's why I've kept this also, so that while revising you keep in mind. Right? So this one initiative that we have discussed long back, Global Snow Leopard Ecosystem Protection Program. Here. So it is an intergovernment alliance of the 12 snow leopard range countries. So these are the 12 snow leopard range countries. Remember, snow leopard is not endemic to India. Endemic to India means only found in India. Obviously, it's not only found in India. So these are the 12 countries in which it is found. Okay? Right. If you have a lot of time, you can remember these countries as well. Then very important, it's been too much in news, that is Danghing Patkai Wildlife Sanctuary or Danghing Patkai Elephant Reserve. It was in the news because the National Board for the Wildlife has said that go ahead to the Coal India, okay, go and do mining in this area. And that is where a lot of protests from the northeastern people are also there. It was also there. Okay. So it's a part of the Elephant Reserve in the Assam adjoining the Arunachal Pradesh Deomali Elephant Reserve. So you can see it is on the edge, right here, and Arunachal Pradesh. So they are having the elephant reserve, both the sides. This side name from Assam's name is Dengai Patkai, and from the Arunachal Pradesh name is the Deomali Elephant Reserve. Remember that, because the questions can come of northeastern Paket Tiger Reserve. Everybody knows. So they have unit of Coal India. So they've decided that this much land, 98.59 hectares of the land from Salekhai proposed reserve forest from an open cast coal mining project to be given to this company, and that is why a lot of protest was there. Then it was a lot of protests. Some of the people have also signed the PIL, have launched the PIL in the Guwahati High Court. So this Chief Minister of Assam has said that we will improve the protection status of this Denghing Patkai wildlife sanctuary to the national park, and that is why it becomes more important. So location becomes important. Why it was the news becomes important. Currently, it is not a national park. It will be converted to the national park. The authority to convert into the national parks lies with the state government. That you need to keep in mind. Okay, and that is why Mr. CM is speaking on it. Next is anti-smog guns in Delhi. So earlier in January month, the Supreme Court has said that these anti-smog guns should be mandatory for in the projects that require environmental clearances from the state or central government, have build-up area of the 20,000 square meter. So what are these smoke guns basically? So smoke guns, you can see it's a cannon-shaped device that sprays water in the form of the mist. So when go in the form of the air, right? So those air molecules, so they can be brought down on the earth. So the air pollution, basically the idea is to reduce the air pollution. So those air molecules, PM 2.5, PM 2.5, PM 10, all these will be stuck to this water and they will come down on the earth. So their concentration in the atmosphere will improve. That is the whole idea, right? So a device that sprays nebulized water droplets into the atmosphere to reduce the air pollution. It can spray water up to the height of 50 meters, and the results were positive as the sprayed waters like rain settles the dust particle and the PM 2.5. I hope you get the logic. But some of the studies also said that it's not very helpful, but not an issue. So anti-smog gun installed at 12 large project sites. Remember, at the project sites. Why at the project sites? Because project sites, construction and demolition waste. At the construction, a lot of, for example, cement. When you put the cement back down, a lot of particles are going into the air, isn't it? So if you have these water cannons going on, then they can brought those particles down. Otherwise, they will remain suspended in the air. They will cause air pollution, and those goes into a lung as well. Okay. Just to have a very basic idea about this smog as well. So smog is the smoke plus fog. There are two types of this smog. First is the classical smog, also known as the London smog. Then the other smog is known as the photochemical. Just one second. Yeah, so first is classical smog, second is photochemical smog. That is San Francisco smog. Okay. What you need to remember is these differences. That is it. So classical smog in the London, what happens is cool and humid climate is there. It's a mixture of smoke plus fog plus sulfur dioxide. It's a reducing smog. So the reduction happens. Reduction and oxidation, you don't have to go into detail. Just remember it's a reducing smog. While the photochemical smog, photo means the sun rays. So warm, dry and sunny climate they require. The mixture is ozone, nitric oxide, acrolein, formaldehyde, PN. So secondary pollutants, I hope you know the basics, primary pollutants and the secondary pollutants. They cause corrosion of metal, rubber, painted, health problems, eyes, irritants. So these are the difference between the classical smog, that is London smog, reducing smog, cold and humid climate versus the photochemical smog. So in 1952, 12,000 people have died from the smog that is called the Great Smog of London. So that was a classical smog. Okay. Then we have the photochemical smog, sunlight plus this primary pollutants, nitric oxide and all these things. Then they create the secondary pollutant that is O3 and PN. Okay. So remember this. So previous year question, let us see one previous year question. Which of the following is produced during the formation of the photochemical smog? So what will be the answer? Ozone. Okay. Then photochemical smog is the resultant of the chain reaction among, very easy question. So in the presence of the sunlight, so these two are options are right. First of all, low temperature, eliminate this. Then CO2, O2, no, it is NO2, NO3. So option A is correct. To 2013, the question has been asked. Anytime these question can make a return, and that is why we need to prepare along with this hi-fi stuff, this current affairs and very hi-fi stuff. We need to know this basic stuff as well. Then very important CDS question, photochemical smog occurs in the warm, dry and sunny climate, not cool, dry and sunny, no, sunny. That is warm, dry and sunny climate. Next, Great Barrier Reef. So it was in the news that third time in the last 5 years it has experienced is mass bleaching event. Now, while growing up also 5th, 6th class, Great Barrier Reef has been one of the favorite, I'll say, the mapping site, isn't it, for majority of us. So it is considered to be the most widespread coral bleaching event on the record, owing to the obviously record temperatures, climate change. So you can see now the bleaching in 2020 happened all over the north, south and central, everywhere the bleaching has happened. For example, in 2016 it was confined to north, then 2017 to the central, and in the 2020 all over the place the bleaching is happening. Okay. Coral is a very important, that is the location Australia, this part of the Australia. So they are experiencing bleaching. For example, you can see the frequency 1998, 2002, 2016, 2017, 2020. So the frequency has been itself increased. You can see one of the indicators of the climate change and its impact on the environment, isn't it? So the massive bleaching happened in 2020 in the three section of the Great Barrier Reef, north, central and southern. The first time it happened since mass bleaching 1998. So significance, yes, it is the world's largest coral reef ecosystem, that is in Australia. So it's a world's largest. Okay, right. The consequences of it: the disrupted ecosystem, reduced environment quality, decline in the fish population, coastal erosion, tourism, obviously this ecotourism. I think, yeah, no other World Heritage property has such biodiversity. So this is there. So what causes this coral bleaching? So to understand it, let us see what is a coral. Very easy. So millions of the colorful microscopic algae called zooxanthellae live inside the corals, provide it with food and give it color. So algae and the corals, they live in a symbiotic relationship. Okay. So this algae provide coral the food, right? It provide the food, it provide the color. If whenever the question on coral come, please make this diagram. So this is a coral, this is algae, this is zooxanthellae. So this provides it color, it provides it food. Sorry, algae provides it color and provides it food. Then coral provides it shelter to the algae. So this is there. You can see this is the coral and this is the algae that is attached. Now this is the healthy coral. There is a symbiotic relationship. Then there is a coral. So outside factors such as increased temperature, pollution, stress, so they become toxic and they are expelled. You can see in the expelled state they are there. Then the bleached coral is there. When the algae is totally gone, they will not provide the color which were already providing. No. So what it will do? The coral is no longer being fed. So coral is not getting a food also. So coral is also small polyps, small marine organism, you can see. Okay. So they are not getting food, they are not getting color, and the color has become white. It is called coral bleaching. Okay. So coral bleaching means reef is turning to white. And finally, the dead coral. If the sea temperature do not return to normal quickly, the coral cannot recover and it will die. So very easy and very good diagram. It is explained. Yes, it can be recovered from this to this to this. Obviously, if there's stressful condition, if you remove, everything will improve. So this is that. Here you can see more clearly, right? So this is the coral. You can see the green thing as algae. So algae provides the food as well as provide the color, right? Then it is in the steady state and finally it is in the removed stage. So what causes it? Change in the ocean temperature, then runoff and the pollution, right? So they can bleach the near shore corals. Overexposure to the sunlight, they require optimum sunlight, right? So these are the extreme low tides, So exposure to the air during the extreme low tides can cause this. So these are the reasons. Not very important from prelims perspective, but very important from mains perspective. Coral reef in India. So in India, where they are found? So they are found in Gulf of Mannar, Gulf of Kutch. We'll see the map as well, right? So let us see the coral reefs in India. So this is the location. So Andaman and Nicobar is there. Remember, Andaman and Nicobar is coral. They found coral here. Lakshadweep is coral island. Gulf of Mannar, the corals are found. This coast corals are found, and Gulf of Kutch it is found. Remember, no coral in the Sundarbans, no coral in the east coast. Remember it. Okay. So the question can come in this form. For example, the question is been there. So most of the world's coral are in the tropical water. We have discussed the cold water coral as well. I should have put the slides as well. But we have previously discussed cold water corals. Very important, huh? So, but most of the corals are tropical. That is good. That is right. More than 1/3 of the coral reef are located in the territories of Australia, Indonesia, and Philippines. These are called coral triangle. I will put coral triangle in the June month location in news, so as to just finish this question up. Then coral reef hosts more than any animal phyla than the hosted by tropical rainforests, and that is a right statement. So all the three statements are right. It's a 2018 question on corals. Then we have 2014 question on coral. Which of the following have the coral reefs? Andaman and Nicobar, yes. Gulf of Kutch, yes. Gulf of Mannar, yes. Sundarban, no. So wherever 4 is there, remove it. Okay, and 2 is there, Gulf of Kutch. So it is A. So 1, 2, and 3. You can see questions are not that tough. You just need to know stuff, isn't it? That is the whole point of when you know stuff, obviously you can solve the questions. Right. So Antarctica has witnessed its first heat wave. Again, the climate change. Whenever I teach ecology and environment, climate change obviously dominates the things. So scientists have recorded Antarctica's first recorded heat wave in the east Antarctica. So heat wave is then when the 3 consecutive days are there of both extreme minimum and the minimum temperature are being seen. Okay. So obviously it will have impact. You can read it from here. So positive impact can be that it will increase to growth and the reproduction of the things which were already not there. For example, molluscs, lichens, microbes, invertebrates, right? Which were not there because now the ice melting will be more, isn't it? The whole sea floor is spreading. Oh, sorry, what we say, sea level rise will be there. So those problems will be there. So first ever heat wave recorded in Antarctica. Last topic for discussion is Petersburg Climate Dialogue. So first of all, remember, it is not a United Nations negotiated dialogue, and that is why it becomes important, not UNEP or something. It is just an informal annual meeting that has been happening from 2009. In 2009, we have a very important COP, that is Copenhagen Summit. We'll discuss that in the May month second session when we'll discuss UNFCCC. So in 2009, Copenhagen Summit happened, and many of the countries were not happy with the failed climate negotiation at that time. So it was launched by Germany at that time, and India is also a member of it. So due to Corona, they have done it online. Okay. So it was, so first time, for the first time it has been done via video conferencing, that is called e-diplomacy, or you can like this. Obviously due to Corona, it will be done through video conferencing. Right. So the co-chair of the climate dialogue is the United Kingdom. So addition show the participation of more than 30 countries along with the India, co-chaired by Germany is the hosting nation, and then United Kingdom was the co-chair because it is also the presidency of the COP26. We will see COP26 in, as we told you, UNFCCC. So this is Pittsburgh Climate Dialogue Summit 11. Okay, just remember this. This is not under the UNFCCC, not under the United Nations, not under the UNEP. Because UPSC has been asking such questions in the last 3 to 4 years. That is why I'm focusing on it. So let us quickly see what we have done today. That is the end of the session. First, we started with the uranium contamination in India. We also discussed the arsenic contamination, uranium. There is no standards by India. We have WHO standards, that is 30 microgram per liter. Right. Then we have Russian populatory story, which was there 2014, 2015, then 20 Earlier some allergies was there. High Court has said that cut it down. Due to COVID also misinformation was there that they are also causing COVID. So the administration was cutting it down. Then the High Court again said no, don't cut it down. Then we have Salazar, a green pit viper species has been found in Arunachal Pradesh. We have seen five species in total that have been found in Arunachal Pradesh. So remember that. Impressive tortoise and all these. Then we have seen Chakota, that is in Bangalore, GI tag of Karnataka. Then Bangalore blue also GI tag from Karnataka, that is a species of the grapes. Then Nanda Devi National Park in the Kumayu area, Biosphere Reserve under the UNESCO list of Biosphere Reserve, Manan Biosphere Reserve, MAB, right? And we have discussed one question also there. Then this snow leopard vulnerable, that is the state animal of the Himachal Pradesh. Then Danging Patkai Elephant Reserve, very famous. It was in the news because the Coal India has been given the contract. Then the Assam Chief Minister said that we will improve the protection to the national park level. Then anti-smog guns. Then we have discussed the classical and the photochemical smog, the difference between those two. We have discussed a few questions as well. Then the Great Barrier Reef. We have discussed about the coral reefs, the zooxanthellae, the symbiotic relationship, the coral bleaching. The third coral bleaching event happening in the Great Barrier Reef in the last 5 years. Then coral reef in India, very important. One question was also being asked in 2013, 2014, and 2014, I think. Then the first heat wave in Antarctica, and lastly the Pittsburgh Climate Dialogue. So with this, we finish our April month environment and ecology. Environment and ecology, you know, that is very important from UPSC prelims perspective. Why? Because IOFS paper is also is done through this prelims exam. Interesting as well, a lot of things to cram as well. Animal species, I know that is very, very irritating, but that's the thing we can do. We can only try, isn't it? So that's the end of the session, everyone. See you in the next class. Bye bye for now. Thank you.